Hey, so here is step 4 in the Align marketing process, which is consciously creating content that flows. So if you are finding it hard to create content for social media, then something is out of alignment. Now, this is step 4. So if you're following through on the process, step 1, we've done the inner work, or started. It's never a one-time done, but we've started doing that inner work and working on the energetics and the vibration that we're putting out to the world. Step 2 is your client attraction strategy. So you're really clear again on what's aligned for you, but also on the who, the how, and the what with your audience. And step 3, branding from the heart. So we've got a clear brand, a clear message. We are now ready to start posting on social media. So how do you create content in a way that's not hard work and doesn't feel like a chore? Well, it's to create content when you're in flow. So if you remember the 4 stages of consciousness, and if you haven't heard me talk about that, I'll put the video in here. Just drop a comment. The 3rd level of consciousness is the flow state. This is the through me consciousness, and through me means that the creativity and intuition from the universe, which is inside us but also bigger than us, is actually flowing through you. And when you get into that flow state, your content is so easy. It might be that you're writing posts, it might be that you're just showing up and doing lives or videos, it might be you're repurposing something you did, but you will know exactly what to post and when. So you can throw away the rule books about I've got to do this every day on this platform, the should marketing. You can throw all that away, because when you work in flow, you will be so aligned that you will know what to post. I promise you, it just flows from you. And I've seen so many people and worked with so many clients who've gone from the, oh my gosh, I've got a blank piece of paper. What am I supposed to write about? Where's my plan? What did I say I was going to write about in the 3rd week of February? All that goes out the window, and you follow your heart, you follow your intuition. But remember, we've got a strategy. So we have a framework. We're not just willy-nilly putting stuff out there on social media. We have a plan. We've got our client attraction plan that we put together in the 2nd week, and we've got a framework. So there's 3 different types of content that we're going to be posting. So we've got our framework. We're not sticking to that rigidly. None of this is about you have to do this, you have to do this. This is very much about you working in alignment with your plan. But of course, you've got your plan. We've sorted our branding and our core message. So now we're ready to post, to join those dots between posting and people coming to you, to form those connections from heart to heart. So how do we get into the flow state? That's the big question, isn't it? Now, we cover that in the 1st step of Align marketing, but this is something that goes all the way through and goes through everything that I do. And I've created a process called the Real Shift Method, Real, R-E-A-L, Real Shift Method. Now, this gets you into that flow mode, and it's really where you peak in terms of creativity and intuition, and you start getting these downloads. And when you hear people talking about downloads, or I felt called to share this, that's what's happening. People are in that flow state, and it just comes out of you. It's amazing. And you suddenly think, oh my God, I've written a whole post, or a 2-page blog, whatever it might be. Now, what happens if you're not in the flow state is that you're trying to use your human brain. You're trying to figure it out with your human brain. And then you've also got the ego. So you might write a post, and I know clients have told me this before. You might write a post, and some people spend a long time writing their posts, and then your ego kicks in, and you read it back, and your ego sort of says, who are you to be posting about that? Who are you to be saying this? And it's like the little voice, the ego kicks in. Well, you might not be safe if you put that on social media. You might be sharing more than you should. You might upset somebody. You might not be doing it right. And the ego kicks in. And that's the problem when you're working when you're just using your human brain, which is super powerful, but you're not connected to source, to the universe. And that brings up all sorts of fears and doubts and anxieties. And what's happening biologically is that when you're in your head trying to figure out what should I write, you know, analytically, your stress hormones go up because you're having to think, and you're using a different part of your brain, and so your cortisol, your stress hormones go up, and that disconnects you even more from your creativity and intuition. So we end up being stuck in our heads, and that's when you can go round and round and round. And I remember in the past I've had things that I've wanted to put out, and yeah, you go round and round and round, and you never post them, because you end up, by the time you get around to posting them, you've moved on. You know, you're doing something else, or the day's gone. You know, if it's a special day that you're posting a topical post, you know, the day's gone and you've missed the opportunity. So we've got to get out of our heads, and we've got to be connected to source to get into our flow mode. And also, when you're in flow mode, you're in an alpha brainwave state. Whereas when you're in the second stage of consciousness is by me, or hustle mode. And that's where you're trying to make it happen. And quite often, and this is again old school marketing, people would be creating content from that hustle mode, that I'm going to make it happen, I've got to get clients, I've got to do a post if it kills me today. And that sort of by me consciousness is very much beta waves. That's very much you trying to use your logical, it's very masculine energy. So what we need to do is we need to get ourselves up into that flow state. And I use my real shift method to show people how to do that and how to stay in that state for longer. And then you're in flow, you're moving, you're leaning back more into feminine energy, but you're balancing the masculine and feminine energies. Because if we're too far in the masculine, we're leaning forward and we're doing, and that's by me consciousness. If we're too far back, we're too far on the feminine, we're going to have a lovely time and not much is going to happen. So we need to be in the middle, completely balanced. So we do look at those male and female energies. It doesn't matter which gender you are, everyone has masculine and feminine energy. So we need to balance those things. So we work on all those things, being in the flow mode, creating content consciously, but also from the masculine side, I've got an amazing 3x3 content plan that I share, which is based on 3 core pillars of content and 3 types of posts. So you only need 3 pillars, 3 types of posts. We've already done our branding, this module before, and having that framework, but being in the right energy is the perfect combination, and it just makes things so much easier. So then you're creating posts that resonate with your soulmate clients, that join the dots up from your posting to them wanting to work with you. And you're really tapping into what people want as opposed to what people need. You might know what they need, but you've got to market to what they want. So all of this we cover in this. It's a juicy, meaty module around content. So it's about creating, step 4 is about creating a content plan with intention and soul. So any questions, drop them in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.